Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. So today we are going to completely demystify this whole concept of wealth building. The goal here is to give you the actual tools to finally escape that exhausting paycheck-to-paycheck anxiety. We're going to break down the real mechanics of money so you can step up and take total control of your financial future. To start things off, I want you to picture two apartments in the exact same neighborhood. In the first one, we've got someone earning $95,000 a year. But look inside, right? There's a $4,000 leather couch, this massive TV, closets literally overflowing with clothes, but zero savings. They're super stressed out, constantly sweating over when that next paycheck hits. Now look at their neighbor. This person makes $52,000 a year. Their furniture is modest, purely functional, but they have 18 months of living expenses saved up and just complete peace of mind. I mean, this proves a really vital point. A high income absolutely does not equal true wealth. It's really about what you keep, not just what you make. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our masterclass syllabus for today. We'll hit 1, the wealth illusion, 2, calculating your net worth, 3, building up your assets, 4, cutting down your liabilities, 5, the hidden costs of stuff, and finally 6, measuring true wealth. All right, part 1, the wealth illusion. So conventional wisdom often traps us in this scarcity mindset, right? It makes us believe that growing money is basically impossible unless you're already rich. But here is the reality check. Wealth is a learnable skill, just like reading. And the absolute most important rule of this game brings us to the core focus of today's explainer, which is net worth, or as they call it in Spanish, patrimonio neto. It's incredibly simple. It's just the total value of your assets minus the total value of your liabilities. That's it. It is the ultimate indicator of your financial health. Way, way more important than whatever your salary happens to be. Moving on to part 2, calculating your net worth. Let's completely strip away the intimidating idea of wealth and turn it into an empowering, straightforward math equation that literally anyone can do. It's just 3 steps. Step 1, tally up all your assets. Step 2, tally up all your liabilities. Step 3, subtract your liabilities from your assets. The number you're left with, that is your net worth. And tracking this single number over time is how you measure actual, real-world financial progress, instead of just kind of guessing based on your checking account balance. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we define assets. It's all about what actively puts money in your pocket. So sure, obviously that includes your standard savings accounts, stocks, index funds, real estate, all the usual suspects. But it also includes investing in your own brain. Developing high-income skills makes you incredibly valuable. And, it can also include understanding new technologies like the blockchain and cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, assuming, of course, you've really done your homework. Then, on the flip side, we have your liabilities. These are the things taking money out of your pocket. We all know the obvious ones, right? Credit card debt, student loans, auto loans. But I really want you to look closely at the physical items you own, because they carry hidden maintenance costs, storage costs, and even mental energy costs. Basically, the more stuff you have, the more it quietly drains your resources. Okay, part 3, building up your assets. So when you're looking to grow the positive side of your net worth equation through strategic investing, you have to remember the golden rule. Never, ever invest in what you don't understand. If you don't get how a company actually makes its money or how a specific crypto token functions, just keep your cash out of it. But once you do understand it, you can start taking advantage of this magical number right here, 7%. That represents a standard, realistic annual compound interest rate in the stock market. You really need to think of compound interest as your best unpaid employee. It works 24/7, cloning your money over decades. It's literally like a cheat code for building wealth. And listen, you desperately need that unpaid employee working for you because of this. Inflation. It is the silent thief quietly stealing your future value. If you just hoard your cash in a basic bank account, inflation is slowly, relentlessly eroding its purchasing power. So a $5 bill stays a $5 bill, sure, but it buys fewer groceries every single year. Investing in assets is absolutely crucial if you want to protect your wealth from this silent thief. That brings us to part 4, cutting down your liabilities. So tackling debt is just as important, maybe even more important than making money. But you've got to realize that not all debt is created equal. You have good debt and you have bad debt. Good debt is stuff like a business loan or a mortgage on real estate. It's meant to create future income, and if you plan it properly, it comes with a manageable amount of risk. Bad debt, on the other hand, like slapping impulsive consumer purchases on a high-interest credit card, that drains your wealth instantly. Bad debt is a financial time bomb. It ruins your credit score and eats away at your net worth from the inside out. Which leads nicely into part 5, the hidden costs of stuff. A really useful minimalist philosophy teaches us that every physical item you buy actually carries a second cost. It's not just the price tag at the store, it's the ongoing cost of storage, of maintenance, and honestly, the visual clutter that literally raises your cortisol levels and stresses you out. So I want you to pause right now and just look around the room you're in. What is the true cost of your stuff? Are your possessions actually serving you, or are they just quietly draining your net worth? Think about it. That treadmill sitting in the corner collecting dust is basically charging you implicit rent for the square footage it's taking up in your home. And this brilliantly illustrates what we call the cost per use equation. You just divide the total price of an item by the number of times you actually use it. So, a $200 jacket that you only wear twice, that costs you $100 per wear. Mathematically, that is a terrible investment. But a really high-quality $2,000 mattress that you sleep on every single night for 10 years, that's only about 55 cents per use. Seeing the math like this completely reframes how you should look at value. So to protect your assets from just accumulating useless stuff, you need to engineer your environment to create spending friction. Here's how you do it. Step 1, when you see an item you want, just walk away. Step 2, enact a strict 24-hour waiting period. Step 3, check in tomorrow and see if you still actually want it, and ask yourself if it passes the replacement test. As in, if it disappeared today, would you immediately go buy it again? This 24-hour rule is an absolute game changer. It naturally kills off about 70% of impulse buys, fiercely protecting your hard-earned assets. Finally, we reach part 6, measuring true wealth. The ultimate goal of tracking your net worth, ruthlessly cutting those liabilities, and practicing this financial discipline isn't just to hoard cash in a bank account. It has a much, much bigger purpose. So the crucial point is this: measure wealth by optionality, not accumulation. True wealth is the freedom to make choices. It's having the power and the financial margin to leave a terrible job, or take a 6-month sabbatical to care for your family, or maybe take a huge risk and start your own business. At the end of the day, true wealth is simply about buying your own freedom. So I'm going to leave you with this final, absolutely vital question. Are you ready to calculate your number today? I challenge you, right after this explainer finishes, grab a piece of paper, map out your exact assets, map out your liabilities, and calculate your net worth. Face the math. Because deeply understanding that single equation is the very first step toward your true financial independence. So get out there and start calculating. Catch you next.